Hi, welcome back to Let's Chat. This is your host, Nikki Luciano. Today we are joined by Missy, Mason, Destiny, and a surprise guest, my granddaughter, Delilah. The reason that we have her here today is because she's going to be 8 in May, and my grandson, Dallas, is going to be 9 in August. And I thought it would be a great learning experience for them to get a feel for podcasting because I'd like for them to start their own podcast called Kids Chat. And so, Delilah, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So I just want her to get a feel for it. So we're just going to kind of let it flow like we usually do, and whatever we end up talking about, we're going to talk about. I'm sorry that we're starting so late today, but we were having technical difficulties, meaning your host was brilliant enough not to turn on the mic the first time around. So, yeah. Delilah, what kind of topics do you think you'd like to talk about on your podcast? Like maybe favorite movies or
Favorite movies and favorite pets.
favorite pets? That's a good start. What's your favorite pet?
Mushi or Coco.
What are they?
Cats.
They're cats? Yep, little girls like cats, I guess. Big girls do too. I have a cat. His name is Frost. What other kinds of things do you think you'd like to talk about?
Movies.
Movies? Do you have a favorite movie right now?
Encanto.
I can't hear you.
Encanto.
Encanto? What is that?
It's a movie where each person has a magical gift.
A magical gift? That would be really cool. What kind of magical gift do you think you'd like to have if you had a magical gift?
Making roses.
Making roses? Like if somebody's being really naughty to you, do you turn them into a rose? No? What?
Just make them for people.
Okay. Like if they're sad or something, you make them roses?
Yeah.
All right. I guess if you're an 8-year-old, that's cool. I'd turn people into roses, but that's because I'm the evil witch. All right. What's your favorite song right now?
Die from a Broken Heart.
Still?
Still?
I'm like, too weird.
Who hurt you?
She's an old soul. Relax. Leave her alone. All right, honey. Why don't you go on over there? Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Come back and tell them to make sure they tune into Kids Chat once we get you going this summer.
Make sure you turn into Kids Chat.
All right. Thank you, Delilah. Go sit down over there, put your headphones in so that if we talk about anything scary, you're not freaked out. We're going to give her a minute here, and then we're going to get into it. Quickly.
You're sitting on your cord.
You can start too. She'll be fine.
All right. So we've had quite a few things happening here. I'm going to start off by saying about 2 weeks ago, Vinny is my son, and he's kid number 4 in rank of my children of 8. And he started having more episodes of sleep paralysis. Well, we don't really talk about it too much anymore because we figure if we ignore it, maybe it'll go away. But Mason has been having some sleep paralysis lately too. And then I'm going to let Missy tell what happened the other night. It was really strange because we were all on a family messenger chat on Facebook, and they always let me know when there's sirens going by and what's going on in the neighborhood. They listen to the police scanners and stuff like that. And Missy lives the next town over in Waukesha, and I live in the town of Vernon. How far away do you think we are from each other? Maybe 10 miles?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 miles. So she had a bunch of police cars going by at the time, and she went outside. I'll let her tell the story. Go
Well, because
ahead.
they were going. I live, obviously, it's a residential area, so it's 25 miles an hour. Ish. Depending on who's driving. But the cops were going easy, like 80, 90 past the house. Like, you could hear. It was crazy. So I checked my cameras to see if I could, see where they were going or anything, and I didn't see anything. And on my camera, it looked like the person across the street was standing outside. So I was like, okay, there's something big going on. So I went out there to see if I could see what was going on because I'm nosy like that. And there's nobody standing across the street, and there's no cops like on my block. So I don't know. Obviously, they went further away. I couldn't see them. But I caught on camera there was a person standing across the street. But then...
And she screenshot the picture
Yeah.
of the person standing across the street. And I'm kind of analytical when it comes to pictures. I like to take things apart and dissect them and see what I can see. So I blew it up and zoomed in, and it looks like a man standing there, and he's wearing, the style of clothing that men wore sometime between the 20s and 40s, 1920s and 1940s. They were flared bottom dress pants with a cuff on the bottom, and his coat was longer, it came down below his butt. So I don't know, it was like a men's dress suit. And that was strange to me. And so she came over that night and she was showing me this, and I looked up at my security camera and I saw a man standing next to Mason's car in the driveway. So as I got up, I never took my eyes off of him. And as I stood up and walked toward the security monitor, I looked up and he was gone. So we were like, okay, that's strange. So I turned on my ghost hunting equipment. I've got EMF readers. I've got EVP, equipment, all kinds of stuff. And I always bring out my flashlights because many of you know that I can communicate with spirit through the flashlights. I get them to intelligently respond to yes and no questions using the flashlights. So I had all 3 flashlights set up, a red one, a blue one, and a black one. And my husband came out and he was kind of curious. I just wanted to get a feel for who was, around that night. And I was like, if you're here, light up the red flashlight. And they lit up the red flashlight instantly. I said, okay, let's try again. If you're here, light up the blue flashlight. And they lit up the blue flashlight. And my husband is getting closer and closer because he's, piquing his interest, and he's getting more and more curious. And I said, all right, for Wayne, light up the black flashlight. And they lit it up and then turned it, each time they would turn it off. So they've got a feel for the way I do this. So Wayne, being the skeptic that he is, he came over and he's like waving his hand over my flashlights and trying to, wave like a vibration at him to see if a vibration is going to set it off. And he even like taps on the table and it wouldn't do anything. And I was like, well, if you think that was funny, light up a flashlight. No, I said, light them all up, and they lit them all up. Wayne decided that was enough, and he went to his room. He was done. He felt kind of like freaked out about it. But Mason was listening to the voice box, the spirit box that actually says words. And it'll say things like book, window, sometimes you'll get it to say like 3 or 4 word sentences like, don't go, don't leave,
To play with me.
Oh, yeah, well, we're getting to that.
Okay.
Way to jump
But
ahead.
Mason was like, oh my God, I am beginning to think this is fake because it keeps saying the same things over and over again. Well, I have a son named Vinny. All of a sudden, the machine says, don't leave. White. Vince. And I kind of like put it together because it was really foggy that night. It looked like Vampire Diaries, you know, a scene out of Vampire Diaries. And Vinny was borrowing my husband's white van at the time. So when it said, don't leave, white, Vince, I was like, maybe it's telling us that Vinny's planning on going somewhere in this fog. I don't know. It was just too weird. And then Mason sat down on the coffee table right next to the equipment, and he's like, I still say it's fake. All of a sudden, the equipment said, do you want to play? Well, Mason was like, I don't know. You tell him how you felt about that at that moment.
I don't know. I just made a joke out of it.
Yeah, he was very, skeptical, like his father. He's always got to have a joke. I don't know if it's because they're uncomfortable with it, so they have to make a joke out of it to rationalize in their own
I
brain.
wouldn't say I'm not skeptical. I just kind of like playing with them, and I joke too much.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a problem.
When it challenged Mason and said, do you want to play? And he went, ruh-roh. And I said, no, you guys just go back to playing with the flashlights like you always do. So we went through and we were asking more questions, and it was like answering intelligently, lighting the flashlight intelligently. Well, at midnight, everybody went to bed, and I was still sitting up playing with my toys, my ghost equipment.
Specify.
Not in that kind of podcast.
No, it's not that kind of podcast.
That's on
And I have a
Wednesdays.
granddaughter here, so
Phone to vibrate on the table.
no.
Sorry.
No. Just no. Anyway, so Mason goes in his room downstairs on the first
She's
floor.
blushing, by the way.
Honey, I don't blush. Mason goes to his room on the first floor, my lower level. Destiny is in her room on the top level, the second floor. Wayne's been asleep for a long time. My oldest son, Tony, is sound asleep. Excuse me.
They're starting to know way too much about our daily schedule and our house layout.
I know, right?
At about
We're
maybe 1:15 in the morning, Mason comes. I hear him come out of his room downstairs, and I hear him giggling.
It was 1:17.
Okay, it was 1:17, and he was giggling.
marking his time of death.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna do something really stupid.
Love you too.
So I hear him like scurrying around, giggling in the family room, and I'm like, what the fuck, And then he stops giggling, and he comes up the stairs, and he goes, where is she? And I'm like, where's who? Where's Desi? And I'm like, she's in bed. What's so funny? And he's like,
Smile, hit the ground.
nuh-uh. And I said, nuh-huh. And he's like, nuh-uh.
Okay, we get it. And then he was like,
So I texted Desi, and I said, come out here. So she comes out. He turned as white as snow. He was dying.
Not far of a stretch for me, but whatever.
No, you're olive toned. But he turned pitch white, and he was just freaking. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Got off the open back stairs.
yeah.
Yeah, he real quick gets off the stairs because, we have open back stairs. And right then, the devil could have grabbed him by his Achilles tendon and killed him.
That's what happened to it.
No, I still haven't quit smoking, so bear with
On
me.
Wednesday, we're going to communicate with her on the box.
No, on the Ouija board.
Light up the flashlight if.
Yeah, light up
need
a
a
cigarette. So anyway, you tell what happened. What happened in your room that got you all freaked out? And I'll just sit here
I'll wait
and die.
till you stop stealing my thunder.
Okay.
My spotlight. So I have glass block above on one of my walls. There's 2 rows of glass block up top. I can see the light through the other side of the wall, whatever. So I was laying on my bed, which is up against the glass block wall, and I saw a flashlight shining around in the room, and I thought it was Desi checking the locks and the doors and everything before bed. So I took my phone flashlight and I shined it 3 times through the glass block, thinking it was Desi. And then something flashed a flashlight back 3 times. So then I flashed it 2 more times, because I have nothing else better to do with my life. And then it flashed back twice, but then in the second flash, I could see a hand up against the glass block. Like, you could see, like, the silhouette of the hand, but it looked like it was right up against the glass block. Like, it wasn't, like, fuzzy edges. It was, like, defined edges. So then I jumped out of bed and went over to the door and...
Giggling.
Yep, thinking that it was just Desi playing around. But, yep, she wasn't there. So then I looked throughout the whole entire downstairs in the dark with my flashlight, like every white person in the movie. Checked bathrooms.
Looking under the pool table.
Under the desk, behind couches. She wasn't there. So then that's when I went upstairs.
Now, mind you, the glass block, each block is 8 inches tall. The, what?
6.
Oh, it's 6 inches tall. Okay, so in order to touch the bottom row of glass block in the family room, dividing the family room from the bedroom, you have to reach up 7 feet.
And the handprint was up at the very top.
So it was
reached
up
8 feet in the air.
Yeah, it reached up 8 feet in the air. So that kind of
She's
like,
very short too.
yeah, Desi's tiny. She's only what, 5'3"?
2.
5'2". So yeah, definitely wasn't Destiny.
Almost legal midget.
Almost a legal midget. You're mean.
It's my thing.
But then he comes upstairs and he tells me about this.
Mind you, we forgot what day it was.
Okay, we're getting to that
Okay.
part.
Well, you're just...
If
Now
I
I
can
can tell
stop
why you write
coughing
books.
today.
I'd have short novels.
But anyways, so he
Movie trailers.
sits there and he's telling me the story. And he goes back downstairs once he gets his composure. He's like, all right, I'm going to bed. Good night. I love you. See you tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I said hopefully see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So he goes downstairs. He's down there for like 5 minutes. All of a sudden, I hear him scurrying back up the stairs again.
I came up the stairs a good 5 times that night.
And I was like, now what? And he goes, there is a very strong, heavy male presence in my room.
And it was just like it was a smug feeling.
Like
something
intimidating, like they were taunting.
like they got a rise out of that I
feeding
was
on your fear.
that I was like concerned.
Yeah.
That was also a giant hand. But like Desi said, she said at least you didn't like put your hand up to the glass block.
Yeah, because you were mocking with the flashlight. They'd do the flashlight. You'd do the flashlight.
gives me goosebumps.
They do the hand. I would have probably done the hand, thinking, yeah, okay, Desi, here you go.
But after finding out it wasn't her, I would have felt tainted.
Yeah. Violated.
Yeah.
But then he goes, and I thought about something. What is today? And I was like, January 17th. He goes, yeah, the 12th year anniversary of when we got in the dump truck accident.
And then the thing happened at 1:17
At
in the
1:17,
morning.
exactly, yes. So that was pretty strange for us. Or should I say, pretty strange even for us.
Yeah.
You guys talk a minute. I'm going to take a drink and see if I can get rid of this.
Should we call an ambulance?
Yes.
Are you okay?
No.
Oh.
So
Okay.
those Packers. Oh.
No, I don't know what it is. I got a
Tickle
tickle
in your
again. I
Probably-
had that last
Probably a
week, too.
frost hair.
Yeah, from my cat. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, so I didn't intend for this to be a supernatural type topic. You know, that I try to save that for every other Saturday.
But also, it's like
But shit happens,
The
you know?
Let's Chat ones are about what's going on in our everyday life. So
And a lot of times it's supernatural stuff going on
And
in
I
our
think-
everyday life.
I think people have gotten the point to not even look at the title anymore.
Yeah, it's just, oh, here's Nikki
We're
with more of
just
her
here.
bullshit, you know?
Whatever comes up, comes up.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like my cat. I think I'm going to cough up a hairball.
She's just there using
Get the garbage can.
Art in her bag.
Yeah, so if you see me hunching and retching, you know.
Well, I didn't even tell you. Was it yesterday? I turned on my TV. Like, we all came downstairs in the morning, turned on the TV, and I usually turn on, like, Miss Rachel or something, but I did not have the patience for her yesterday.
Never heard of it.
So I turned on, like, a different talk show thing, whatever. I don't even know what was on. Well, all of a sudden, I'm feeding Georgia, and all of a sudden, I look at the TV, and Delilah looks at the TV, too, and she's like, well, that's creepy. It's all, you know, like in the movie, like The Matrix, where it's all, like,
Pixelated.
kinda, but you can still, it's like bars of the picture.
Okay.
But they're jumping around everywhere, and it's all, like, moving around and being all weird. Mind you, this is a brand new TV. Less than a year old.
Yeah.
Less than 5 months old.
Yeah.
You got it right before Thanksgiving, I think.
Yep. Because whatever's
wait
in my
2 weeks.
house took 3 of my TVs out within a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go and buy another TV. I mean, we didn't have to for whatever.
Man.
Meh.
But so I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm trying to change the channel. It won't change the channel. Volume's not working. Nothing's working on it. So finally, I just turned it off. I was like, nope, not happening today. Turn it off, turn it back on. And normally it starts back off at channel 1. Like, it starts, like, it reboots the whole system, whatever. Well, then it ended up on some other channel. And I don't remember what they're even talking about, but I got really creeped out, so I changed the channel real quick. I'm like, no, not happening. And then the night before, we were upstairs, you know, sleeping, whatever. And the kids were waking up one by one, and I'm up there just doing whatever, waiting for them to wake up. And Delilah's like, oh, Dad's home from work today.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no. And mind you, all that night, I was that stupid white girl in the movie.
Same.
I heard somebody downstairs, but I wasn't going down there. I said, you're going to have to find me under my blanket.
See, when I was at your house and I heard something, I walked upstairs with a butcher knife.
We were upstairs. I heard it downstairs. It was like stomping. Remember the work boots we used to hear upstairs? Mm-hmm. That night they were downstairs. I could hear them in my kitchen. I heard them opening the gate. I heard them walking in the living room.
And why don't you have a sleeping bag here?
Mom wouldn't let me.
Because this is where it stems from, is from us
I
being
don't care. At least there's
together.
more
I got a couch in my room.
And it's not, I don't know how many times people have told me, oh my God, if that shit was happening in my house, I would move. It's not the house.
Yeah, but times
I've
we
had it
moved.
since I was 2 years old.
Talked about that with my room the other day with Haley, because she was saying, like, there's demons in your room.
Uh-huh.
They followed me from every single room that I've had in
Yep.
this house.
Yeah.
They
And-
follow me to your house.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
We
leave them at
attract
your house.
we attract certain spirits and entities. I don't know. I've been having a lot of demons follow me lately. And I think it's rubbing off on Dad too, because he came to me yesterday and he said, no, he didn't cough. He said, I don't know what's going on, but it's really weird. Lately, he said, probably 3 times this week, I've heard somebody call my name. And he has it happen to him like when he's at work. He has it happen to him when he's falling asleep. All of a sudden, he says, somebody's just like, Wayne, that loud and that fast.
When I
You
hear
know?
somebody call my name, it's usually a voice of somebody in our family.
Well, just
Like I'll
yesterday.
hear you
Yeah,
or
it's a
Dad
familiar
or
voice.
somebody that
Yep.
I know.
Just yesterday, when I was taking my long hot bath and hogging the bathroom, Dante came over and, you know, he was talking to Dad and everything. All of a sudden I hear, and I've got the ceiling fan going and a table fan going in the bathroom because I have a hot bath. And if I don't, I mean, the way I'm coughing now is nothing compared to what I would be doing. That's just part of the emphysema thing, I think. But anyways, so the fans are both going, and I swear to God, I heard Desi say, Mom.
But it was once Dante left.
Yeah, once Dante left.
Dad went to his room, Desi's wherever she is.
Yeah,
probably
and
checking
then
the
right
outlet.
after I heard what I thought was Destiny saying, Mom, I heard her door across the hall open and then close again. So I didn't know if she was going in and gave up on me or just came out of her room. But I don't know. Then I was kind of like self-conscious, and I was like sitting there listening quietly, you know?
Well, that's been happening past couple days at my house. And last night we're sitting on the couch and we're just watching TV, and I'm, play wrestling with Lyric and tickling her and, whatever. And then it sounded like Maverick said, Mom. And I was like, what? And nobody would answer. And I'm like, what? And they'll just look at me like I lost my mind. And I'm like, never mind.
Well, see, after having 8 kids, and hearing mom, mom, mom so many times in my life, I sometimes wonder if I'm really hearing it, but then I'll be walking through like Walmart or Myers or something
PTSD.
like that, and I'll hear another kid say, hey, Ma. And I turn around automatically. It's just like a reflex. Whenever I hear anybody call Ma, I turn
Well, you
around.
can tell which ones are the moms in the store because, a kid says mom, you're in the produce aisle. A kid says mom, you got like 5 women turning around like, yep, you're a mom, you're a mom, you're a mom. Like, but the activity is like picked up so much at our house that I put a camera in my kitchen
Yeah.
last night. I have to get an SD card for it. I didn't realize I needed an SD card.
Well, that's only if you want to save it.
That's if I want to replay anything.
Oh, okay.
But this one's motion activated and it follows the motion.
Oh, like the ones I have. I just
I don't
gave
know.
one to Dante, too.
Probably.
Does the camera itself move?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like a tiny robot in
Yep.
my kitchen.
I wouldn't trust that. I've seen Smart House.
Yeah. But my phone has
I
been
have one in
blowing
my
up.
kitchen. I have to plug it in.
I
Yeah.
just broke my finger on air.
Wow, the ambulance is busy today.
But I had it in my kitchen. My phone's been blowing up with notifications of motion detected. We were all upstairs last night. Nobody went downstairs.
And mind you, there's no animals.
And I have no pets at all. It went off at least 20 times between when I went to bed when I went upstairs at 1 o'clock in the morning and when I got up to feed Georgia at 8. In that 7 hours, there was at least 20 notifications.
Well, that's like my security monitors. I've got 2 TV screens stacked, one on top of the other, mounted on my wall, on wall mounts, if that makes any sense. And it shows, like, I have a camera in my laundry room in case anybody would decide to break in my lower level. I've got it on camera.
My death. Yeah.
I've got one right here at the main entrance so that I know who's entering my home 24/7. I think that's all I have for inside the house.
Hallway upstairs.
Oh, yeah, the hallway upstairs, so nobody can say, well, so-and-so was in my room. I know it. Well, let's play that beautiful bean footage, And, but lately, my laundry room, which I've known ever since we moved in here 17 years ago, that seems to be like the heart of the house as far as spirit activity and demons and all kinds of stuff.
Who
But that's where the well is, and water is a natural.
Yeah, that's where the well pump
said
is.
there was a portal in there? Like, where did that
One
come
of
from?
the mediums that I had
Okay.
spoken with. No, wasn't it Ryan Buell?
Multiple.
When we
people have
talked to
said it.
Ryan Buell, he even said, if you've got the well pump in your laundry room, the big tank, the big blue tank, that is acting as the portal
Yeah.
for all the spirit activity in this
And
house.
the people you went prayer group with said it too.
Yeah, and the people in my prayer group said it, and I had a psychic tell me that, and I don't know, I've always kind of suspected it, because back when the creep, that's what we called there was this entity, I don't know what we want to call him, because he wasn't a spirit. He was a really, really tall man that took up the whole, he went up to the top of the doorway, and he wore a top hat
And then
and
it's literally
a drover
you can
coat.
look up the Hat Man.
Yeah, if you look up the Hat Man, you'll see what
Or even
we were
Shadow
seeing.
Man. I thought if you look up Shadow Man, it
But
came
yeah,
up
that's
too.
mostly, all the reports of that are people that say that all you could see was black. We actually saw gray, scraggly hair. We saw his facial features.
I never saw that. I remember just thinking that the ghost of Abraham Lincoln was standing over me while I was sleeping. I was 5.
Yeah.
But
Then I
yeah,
wake
that's
up
where it all
right
stemmed
there.
from. That's when we first moved in this house. That's when we met the creep. That's what we call him.
At the old house,
Well, we didn't put 2 and 2 together.
yeah, but if knowing what we know now,
Yeah, no.
he was at the old house
Yeah,
too.
because we saw him breaking into our house next door.
Yeah.
But it's even like at my house.
Even the Muskego Police Department gave this
Yeah.
guy chase because they saw him too.
And then he vanished.
Yeah.
Yep. Into my basement downstairs next door.
Lyric's not afraid of anything. She literally lacks.
Lyric
My
is
inflatable dinosaur
her.
costume. She's
How
not a
old
fan.
is Lyric? She's going to be 2.
She's gonna be 2 in
in
11
a
days.
couple
That's her
days.
daughter. I'm just trying to fill in the listeners.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
You act like everybody knows who Lyric is.
I mean, keep up.
11 days.
11 days, my baby's gonna be 2. But especially like if I'm around, there's not much. She doesn't have fear.
you just started 3 sentences in one breath.
You did?
I know. She lacks that chromosome, I think. But the past month, she will look up because I've got security cameras in my house too. Because I live in Waukesha, and she'll look up at the cameras and she'll just start screaming. Screaming. And we thought at first, because, yeah, I'm that slacker that I still have my Christmas decorations in a tote on my front porch. And at one point you looked out the camera and there was like this creepy gingerbread man staring at you. So I went out there and I moved it. Because, I mean, it kind of creeped me out too. But that wasn't it. And now any noise she hears, she comes running over and she's got to check the cameras.
Yeah.
And then she
Which
starts
one
like,
of your
screaming.
kids was asking about the man?
I don't remember.
They heard a man talking.
Delilah. She
Delilah?
thought, yeah, she thought she heard Tanner downstairs.
Oh yeah. I'll tell that.
And that
part.
was the night that I was hearing the footsteps downstairs. We wake up the next morning, and the kids are getting up, and of course they're in a good mood because they've been up for 30 seconds. And Delilah was like, "Oh, Dad's home from work." I was like, "He better not be." So I checked the cameras, and I saw him leave for work in the morning. I'm like, "Nope, Dad left, and his van's still not here." Like I checked the live feed. And she's like, "Oh, I just heard a guy talking down there." I was like, "Oh, that was just the neighbors." Oh God, now we have to go
Knowing that there's
downstairs.
no guy next door.
And
Yeah.
just for our listeners' information, we don't have security monitors because we're afraid somebody's going to break into our house. We have security monitors because we have had so much paranormal activity in our homes that we wanted to capture it.
Well, I have security cameras up because I live in Waukesha,
Yeah.
and
No
anytime,
matter where I live, I'm gonna have security cameras.
yeah, and the Waukesha Police Department knows that we have cameras everywhere on our property. Anything happens, they come to us for the footage.
Yep.
There's actually been a couple times where we've been subpoenaed into court and had to give up footage because
And
of
they-
incident that happened. And
Yeah, and they use it as evidence.
Yep, and they used it as evidence and prosecuted people.
Well, I kind of would have been
Whatever.
pissed. All you had to do is knock on my door and ask. You didn't have to subpoena me and be a bitch like that.
Well,
you know?
they knocked on the door and asked.
Yeah.
They have to do formal paperwork and stuff.
Yeah, they have.
Even if you're willing to bring the
They-
still
they wanted,
still have to
like,
have
a-
a paper trail.
Yeah, and they wanted like a firsthand witness of what happened.
Because to me, subpoena has always been like, you got no choice in the matter,
I mean, there was a shooting, so
There
I
was
mean
never
they
a
really
point where
wanted.
Missy wasn't a willing participant for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean you're gonna do bad in my neighborhood around my kids, and bye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that anywhere near where I live. So
People claim police brutality.
yeah,
Yeah.
throwing
that's
themselves
some of
into traffic. in their bathrobe.
I had a seizure. You overdosed.
Yeah, ma'am. Even the paramedics are like, this isn't a seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one hell of a story. I wish we could talk about it on here, but we could
Yeah,
get
we have to leave it at
into
that.
trouble. So we're gonna not touch on that anymore.
I won't name
Narcan
drop.
will help your seizure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk to you all about
I didn't do it.
one of my many problems in life.
Mason did it.
Is I always have too many pots on the fire, too many kettles on the fire. How do you want to phrase that?
I have too many cold
I got too much shit going on in my life, let me tell you. Too many new projects that I always have going.
I
has
think it's ADHD.
ADHD.
Yep.
Well, I was going to touch on that, but you had to go in.
Well, you
My
just-
Spoiler alert,
ADHD
duh.
says you talk too slow.
Keep up.
So, as you know, Bill edited, there's that word again, my book, Mr. Christopher Wants to See You. So, a normal person would be like, all right, let's redo it, and relaunch it. No, I take it and I put it on the back burner. And I'm in the process of writing book 2 of Mr. Christopher. I'm in the process of writing book 2 of Fire Within Me. And then Bill mentions writing a screenplay. Oh, you should really make this into a screenplay. Da 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 da. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do a screenplay. Well, I've got that on the back burner.
You also have the Witches of Rosewood Village.
I also have the Witches of Rosewood Village, which I'm not sure on the title yet. I think I might want to change it to just the Roses. The Roses. The Witches of Rosewood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I'm trying to put together
Pot off stove.
my book of dark poetry, plus run 2 podcasts, which I know they're not pretty, and I know they're not perfect, and I know they're not professional, but this is kind of like my release,
You don't like it, go watch
I don't-
somebody else.
I don't do drugs, so this is my release.
You're not doing it for money, you're doing it for
Yeah, I
personal
don't care about popularity. I don't, it's nice to look and see, wow, you've got this many views, and I appreciate everybody that does listen. My problem with this, just like my books, is I don't have money to advertise. When I do have money, it goes for my family. I'm not a selfish person. I don't sit there and go, oh, if it's not making me money, fuck it. It's out the door, I always wanted to do radio, and this is the closest I'll probably get. And I know a lot of people are going, oh, who gives a shit what you're doing, But for those that do, I love to interact with people. I love to communicate with people. I even communicate with the dead. So I'm a communicator.
She talks a lot.
I talk a lot.
Talker.
But anyway, I'm also trying to get my apparel line up and running.
You spelled apparel wrong, by the way.
I know I spelled apparel wrong. I was having one of those moments.
With 2 L's at the end.
But you know what? I could name a few other authors that I'm very fond of that even in their posts on Facebook have typographical errors. Mm-hmm. So deal with it. Plus, I'm remodeling.
Right, how can you mess up typing nowadays?
Yeah.
There's autocorrect.
Autocorrect.
You have to go
Or
out of your
spell
way.
check. Yeah.
Some people turn it off.
Dumb people. Because they're tired of their phone telling them they're dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm remodeling. I'm trying to find motivation to get this going because I sit there at night and I go, okay, I've got this, and this to get done. Which one should I start tomorrow morning? And then I wake up the next morning and I go, you know what? The other thing really needs my attention more. And I argue with myself like I'm doing right now. Which thing is top priority? And I get frustrated and I end up doing a lot of nothing until about 4 o'clock at night. And then I'm up until 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
See, that's when I have like the most motivation. Is like.
Yeah,
2,
I get the
3,
most
4 o'clock
done.
in the morning.
Yes.
Well, I can't get much done because I got the kids and I don't want to wake them up. But I'm like, oh, yeah, this needs to get done. This needs to get done. Yeah, when I wake
We
up, I'm gonna
painted
get
your
this
whole
done.
house while the kids were sleeping.
True story.
We
See, that's
moved
the
them
thing.
while they were sleeping to paint around them.
Even when I had a
We threw a tarp
physical,
over them.
even when I had a physical job as a a CNA, CPA, shit, I wish, a CNA, it was second shift because that's when I'm most
Yeah.
energetic,
See,
most
I'm a third
motivated.
shifter.
Yeah, I'm second and third.
I thought I was a third shifter until I had a third shift job and realized that it sucks having your whole day before work revolve around
Going
your
to
day
work.
for work that night.
Yep. I'm a third shifter, but then I also have to be a first and second shifter. So I mean,
Yeah.
I stay up until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then the kids start getting up at 7, 7:30.
Lately,
really sucks.
it's like I have too much motivation.
Mm-hmm.
My room, I've completely gone through it probably 5 times in the past week.
Mm-hmm.
And like what Mom's saying, how she said she lays there and I think about what to get done the next day.
Yep.
I'll lay there and be like, oh, I really want to get my desk cleaned.
Yeah.
So my mind tells me, you have to get up. We're cleaning the desk right now. Literally, I cleaned out my whole entire desk at like 6 in the morning the other
Yeah.
day.
See, I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this tomorrow. We're gonna
I say
get
that,
so
but I have
much
laundry
done, and
in
we're
the
gonna do
dryer.
this, and we're gonna do that, and blah blah blah. And then I wake up and I'm like, okay, so this is what needs to get done. And then I'll literally sit there.
And talk yourself out of it.
I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get this done. Well, before I do that, I have to do this. Oh my god, now I gotta change diapers. And you walk to the garbage closet and you're like, oh, well, my silverware drawer is not organized. Let's do that real quick. And then
All of
ADHD
America is sitting
rampant.
there right now going, this whole family needs ADHD medication.
Tell
I'm
my
on it and it
doctor.
doesn't help that.
My doctor says you have to go through an evaluation. Live like an hour with me.
Yeah.
Because any more than that, you're probably locking me up in a psych ward.
I'm always trying to, like, when I'm doing my remodeling, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for my kids, for my grandkids, so that it looks nice here for the holidays, things like that. These books, it all started because, Mason came to me one day and he said, you know what? I know you're my mom, but we don't really know who you are. So I was like, fine, and after years and years and years of starting to write a book, and, I'd write a paragraph, throw it on my desk. I'd write a chapter, I'd throw it on my desk.
She got like food or something on her glasses.
I do have something on my glasses. Thank you for pointing that out.
I mean, didn't you see it?
It's over there. I hope I don't see it. What the hell do you think I am? Crazy eyes?
I've been
from
staring
Mr.
at it
Deeds?
since we started.
Well, stop looking at me. Damn.
Okay.
But I would never finish it. I would never finish my book. And then when Mason came to me and said, we don't even know who you are other than Mom, I thought, fine. So I wrote Fire Within Me. And then I don't even remember why we started writing Mr. Christopher.
Because it's a good book.
Because we said, hey, we got this
Yeah.
one done. Let's go for
Well,
another.
because it stemmed from
Yeah,
the
it's
family's
loosely-
dreams of it.
Yeah, it's a true story. It's based
It's-
on a true story. It's fiction based on a true story. How's that?
Idealized by a true story.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's that. And then I'm trying to, because I've got my grizzly bear bot on right now because it's like winter in Wisconsin. And so we're hibernating. We're all suffering from cabin fever. So
just
we're
have
eating a lot.
insulation.
And I want to drop 20 pounds,
I just don't want to be kidnapped.
But I never have time.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yep.
Yeah, fat people are harder to kidnap.
Yep. And easier to see.
Yeah.
So you'll see me not being kidnapped.
Try fitting me in a trunk, it'll bounce back open.
And I stay up too late.
Jump on it.
And
I
I'm
stay
not.
up too late eating cans of Pringles. Oh, man.
But
I got less than an hour of sleep last night.
I just work better at night. And that's my whole problem. Because then, the business side, the construction company, no matter what time I go to bed at night, even if it's 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm still expected to be up by, like 8 o'clock in the morning to get shit done. So, What was that?
Okay.
Cat.
There's a storm.
It's the cat.
I keep forgetting Delilah's over there. I just died a little bit.
Another thing, another project,
Why
and
don't your headphones on?
you're just gonna slap me off my desk chair when you hear this. But last night I was sitting up thinking that I'd like to start my own magazine, a paranormal magazine, where you have actual articles from real live ghost investigations, paranormal investigations. And we know enough paranormal groups, at least I do, that, you know, we can like we could have a featured investigation in the magazine each month or even bi-monthly, you know. But I've got all these dreams and all these visions that I want to make come true.
Your dreams sound like a lot of work for me.
Yeah, because I'm always like, Mason, I got this dream. He's like, what do I have to do? I'm like, edit this or do that, you know?
I don't mind
How
most
does
of
the
the time.
technology work for this? If it wasn't for Mason and William Crooks, these microphones would not be sitting in front of me right now. And I know people are going, damn those two. But
Why didn't she keep it off?
Yeah, but like you've told me, like I literally have a resin project halfway down on my counter.
I can't
tell
have...
them what resin is because it sounds like what's in the bottom of a pot pipe.
For us, not druggies. We know it's an art thing.
I want to do resin so bad.
Resin bad.
So it's
No, you have demons at your house.
you have demons here.
Yeah, but I'm familiar with these ones. We hold hands.
Did you ever notice that you're
Apparently.
comfortable with your own personal
Oh,
entities
no, I don't like
in your
mine.
house?
No.
No.
That's why I don't sleep till the sun's out.
Yeah.
Like
They
right
can't be
before
out in the
this
sun's
show,
out.
right
They're not
before
vampires.
Shut up.
right before the show, when Mason and Desi ran to get me coffee and get Destiny coffee, Missy wasn't here yet. I went up the stairs, and because I'm downstairs in my family room right now, this is where this all takes place. This whole show.
Your office is being built.
Yeah, my studio office is
Not
being
that they
built.
need to know more of the house layout.
Yeah.
Well, that way they can just kill us and get it over with.
And that's why I don't
But
like
anyway,
it.
I go scooting up the stairs to get something, and I get to the top of the stairs, and there's a certain smell when you walk into a church when the mass before yours has that incense smell. That's the way it smelt upstairs. And Tony came in the house at that moment, and I was like, "Get up here quick!" And he comes upstairs, and I go, "Breathe deep. What is that smell?" He goes, "If you did something," he says, "I'm going to be very mad." I said, "No, breathe."
Yeah, because you walk around dropping it like it's hot everywhere. Not happening.
No. Damn it. But anyway, so he even breathed it in, and he was like, "That smells like church. Like, not patchouli, but church." So that's my sign that somebody's here, you know? I am not only clairvoyant, I'm audiovoyant, but I pick up on smells, and smells let me know, like, if it's a familiar person. Like, Grandma Rose will always be ivory soap and strawberries.
It's a weird mixture.
And roses. If I smell any of those three things, I know Grandma Rose is here. If I smell Old Spice cologne, then it's my stepfather's father. If it's
That Avon cologne was
Avon
Dad's.
cologne,
Old
Old
Country.
Country,
Yeah.
then it's Dad's father, you know? I have certain smells for everybody.
Mia says when she smells my bleach bucket, that's her comfort smell.
And that's what Haley says about mine.
My comfort smell for Mom is when somebody first lights a cigarette, the first hit.
I love you, Mason. You're just...
Hey, I had oxygen I had probably your smoke in my lungs before I had oxygen in them.
For Dad, it's Menards.
Menards. Or the smell of a garage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, for Mom, it's also those incense sticks. Like how she used to get like the frankincense
Yeah.
and dragon's blood or something like. They come up with weird names. For
Yeah.
Yeah, frankincense, dragon's blood, patchouli,
I don't like the smells.
I'm an
personally,
earthy smell. You know, like I don't like floral scents.
I like clean
and I
laundry.
don't like
Yeah.
fruit scents.
but even my car air freshener is Gain. Smells so good.
Mine's Axe.
See, this makes my car smell like you just did like like when you do like a wash load and you get like that steam outside.
Yeah.
That's what it smells like.
See, like the Axe one for me, like I was like, okay, it's gonna smell like a 13-year-old depressed boy, but it doesn't. It actually smells better than like
A
the cologne
13-year-old
smells.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just the fat girl in me, but I liked when Axe had the chocolate scent.
See, I didn't
Dark
like that.
Temptation.
Dark
Oh, I did
Temptation.
not like
Hated
that
it.
one. Yeah.
It smelled like
I mean, they-
fresh baked brownies to me.
But I don't want to walk
They never
around
got rid of
smelling
it.
like a. They still have it, but I don't want to
Yeah.
walk around smelling like a brownie.
Oh, I do. I love
We
that
gotta put a
smell.
balloon on you.
A bell.
Delilah just snuck up on Mason, and
She didn't sneak. She just walked.
Yeah. I'm not used to something that small besides Desi being here.
so, I mean, what do you guys think? How should I fix my little quandary here?
Work
What
on
should?
one project at a time is what you tell
Find
me.
the-
But how?
Find the easiest.
Exactly.
Find the easiest projects to get done. And
You
then
always
do
tell
it.
me,
None of them are easy.
focus on one project, get that one done.
Yeah. Well, that was when you
I'm
had
just telling
math,
you-
English, and social
No,
studies.
because I would call you and be like, okay, half of my woodwork in my house is painted. Half of this is done. Half of this is done. I want to get this done. She's like, well, pick a task and get it done.
And another thing is,
But I want to get them all going at the same time.
you can't do that.
But I have to. That's
You
just
can't.
my inner superhero. I have to get these
Well, my
done.
inner
Well, your cape
superhero.
is at the dry cleaners.
not a superhero. You are a pure mortal.
Okay, so pick one. Which one should I do?
I am
more-
not the
Because
boss of you.
Go off of what is
What-
most important to you right now.
They're all equally important.
Well,
to me.
then
Well,
pick
then-
one. Then you're not at a loss. Pick one and get it done.
Haley
Yeah.
always says, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
She does. When in doubt, eeny, meeny, miny, eeny, meeny,
Okay,
moe it
but
out.
if you know how I
said
am, when
secret.
I get into book mode, then I can't really get anything else.
But you do
done.
your best writing at night.
But,
So
uh,
figure out, okay, so writing is going to be my nighttime project, and this is going to be my
Say,
daytime project.
Start writing at 8 o'clock. Get your daily stuff done before then.
And you know what my least favorite sentence is out of a man's mouth when he walks in the door after his hard day of walking around talking and supervising?
I want that job.
Me too.
What have you done all day? Bitch, I did more in an hour than you've done all week.
When I hear Dad say that, most of the time he's joking.
Yeah.
Oh no, honey, you don't joke with me.
Yeah. Mom doesn't have a sense of humor. Dad has
Not
way
when it
too
comes
much
to
of a sense of
something
humor.
like that, you know, because
Dad thinks he's the funniest person on earth.
He's pretty funny.
He is pretty hysterical.
yeah, but looks don't mean everything. That's why he's so popular.
But he is pretty
I
freaking
look like my
hysterical.
father. You're rude.
You know? You married it.
Yeah. Jokes on you.
Yeah.
Well, I just said the other day I never went for the man with the looks. I never went for a man
called
with
me
money.
She calls all of
We're
it.
ending the podcast.
Yeah. Done.
I didn't go for looks. I didn't go for money. I didn't go for clout, as
He's a
Missy
cute
likes
little
to
old
say.
man.
Missy loves the word clout.
She's 40.
I picked the guy that was
When do
gonna.
I say clout?
You last week you probably said
To be
it 5
honest, you
times
say it
in
more
the
than she
podcast.
does.
Yeah.
No, I picked it up from her
When did I say it?
in the podcast 5 times last week. Listen to it.
But also, we should be pretty proud of her because it's been 53 minutes without her saying it's mental illness, love.
I forgot about my mental illness love.
No, but does Tanner ever do anything like that to you when when he comes home
Tanner's
from
sense of
work?
humor is also very weird.
Does he say, "What'd you do all day?"
No, because he comes home and he sees the look on my face, and he really quickly scurries, puts his lunch bag away, goes upstairs, takes a shower, and comes downstairs and grabs one of the kids.
From off the ceiling.
Probably.
And it's my inner guilt that he comes home and
the video of
if the
her.
house isn't vacuumed and the house isn't dusted because I'm sitting there writing and he kind of looks over at me with like that side eye
I
look.
think you read too much into stuff because people could just glance at you and then you're like, "Ugh, I know, I should be doing this, and blah, 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 blah.
Or like
And we're
when
like,
Jesse's going around with the dust buster, Mom's like, I know I have to vacuum. It's not why she's dust busting.
Yeah, it is. It's like I get, hey, bitch, you gonna get up and do
That's
something?
what you read into it.
Yeah,
but,
that's
like,
your own mental problems.
That's your own mental
But
illness,
also,
love.
like Haley said the other day, when Haley's bored, she cleans.
Yeah.
When
I
I
She
know
need
gets
that.
bored really fast.
She's not bored though. She has this routine.
she is very.
She has too
She's
much of a
very
routine.
Yeah.
routine oriented, and I really envy that in her. You know, because like even Mason and Missy will ask Destiny, "Hey, do you want to go do this?" That interferes with what time
No.
I feed my
Now
dogs.
I know her schedule, so my routine now has
Well,
to.
now, but I'm saying before.
Yeah.
Destiny wakes up, even though it's late in the afternoon, because
She gets
she
bored
stays
fast.
up all
she has
night.
to sleep. But we
No,
also
she stays
stayed-
up all night.
What time did we stay up till last night? 5 in the morning?
5 playing Xbox.
Playing Xbox?
But, and that's a rarity because they just dug out Xbox. It's not
2
like they
days ago.
play it all the
Yeah.
time. But
In
the thing
between games,
is,
I have to go on TikTok.
when you wake up, no matter what time it is, instantly dogs get fed. You go feed the dogs. You go in, take your quick shower, and do what you got to do.
Quick.
You take the dogs out. I mean, it's just routine. It's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I can never have a routine because if I wrote down a list tonight of things that I'm going to do tomorrow, I guarantee you,
You would add or subtract something by morning.
no, somebody will say, "Oh, can you run to the bank for me?" Or, "Oh, can you pick me up?" Or, "Oh, do this, do this, do this."
And me and Desi coincided our routines in the morning while she's showering so that she's not upstairs showering, I'm downstairs showering using all the hot water.
Yeah.
While she's showering, that's when I'm letting my dog out and feeding my dog.
Yeah.
Then once she's done, then I get in the shower and she does that with her dogs.
But I have 8 somebodies in my life that at any given moment could or do need something from me. Dad'll be like, "Oh, I need you to go to the bank," or, "Oh, I need you to run and get block," or, "Oh."
See, you've had it easy for recently because now I'm his go-to.
Yeah, I know.
He has me go to the bank. Me and Desi do 85.8.3.9% of the grocery shopping now.
Or, I have kids that call me and vent, or,
They call me and cry.
yeah. So you can't be like doing dishes.
I haven't cried in a while.
And trying to talk on your cell phone.
Be
It's
prepared.
not like the old days where you could just take the phone and take the cradle and put it up to your, shoulder while you do dishes. I grind my not grind my teeth, but I clench my jaw.
I do that a
And
lot.
like
Yeah.
if somebody's frustrating me, I clench my jaw, and I
why
always
George
hang
hangs
up
up on
on
me.
people
It is.
Oh.
on my cell
Her
phone.
jawbone hangs up the phone,
It's always on speaker.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's always on speakerphone.
which I don't know why.
But if I'm doing something
But
around
I
the house
can't
and I make a phone
do
call,
that.
like I have it on speakerphone as I'm doing something, but then once I'm done,
I know, and it always sounds like there's a dump truck dropping off gravel at your house
Why?
when she's on speakerphone and trying to do something at the same time.
Oh.
It was just that one time because I was eating Pringles. No, goldfish.
The
She goes, "Oh, it sounded like it crashed." Yeah, I crashed my hand in the bag of goldfish.
other day I was on the phone with Haley, and all of a sudden I just hear it sounds like she's being rolled up in aluminum foil. What's going on? I'm snacking.
Yeah.
You're hiding in the pantry eating, aren't you?
Yeah. We have to do that sometimes.
At your house, I definitely hide in the kitchen to eat something if I don't have enough for the kids to have it.
Yep.
I hide in the kitchen to eat. Mm-hmm. So I was a little concerned when you said you had a camera in the kitchen. I
Oh,
was like, oh God, how long has it been there? I'm probably in there scratching myself and snacking.
Ew.
Different hands.
Oh God.
we got designated hands, guys.
Yeah. You guys act like you don't scratch your butt. Gosh. I'm going to videotape you guys sleeping.
Y'all never get an itch on your butt cheek. I bet.
What was that? I don't know.
On that note,
Next on Supernatural.
Wrong
it's gonna be
week.
a video of a Ouija board. We're just gonna do it through that.
We can't contact Mom through a Ouija board because she talks so much, so it'd start a fire with how much it's moving.
Hey, bite yourself.
Yeah.
We should probably let these people go. It's been an hour.
They can hang up.
I mean, I could go on forever, What are you smelling your microphone?
No, I was looking at the time to see how long we've been on.
Oh,
59 minutes and 30 seconds.
yeah. I guess we're never going to solve that unsolvable mystery.
Oh boy.
Mom finding motivation.
Oh.
Not just finding motivation, but figuring out, which project to continue with right now.
Pick one and put them.
If you
put
say
'em in a
pick
hat.
one right ever again, I'm going to pop you in the nose.
Pick one.
Everybody, plug your ears.
Throws your microphone.
All the headphone listeners are just screaming.
Somebody's listening in the car. They crashed. Oh, so if anybody's driving a white pickup truck or a blue car, be careful.
What?
Because right before I woke up, I had a really horrible dream about a white pickup truck and a blue car getting in an accident. And on the way here, all I've been seeing is like ambulances and fire trucks everywhere.
About a month ago, I had a dream.
So did Martin Luther King, and look where I got him.
Hey, he's
famous.
pretty notable.
Pretty famous.
He has a day,
Yeah, I want a date.
which I don't know why Dallas had school on Martin Luther King Day. Everybody else in the world
His
had
was the
off.
only school in Wisconsin that had school.
And then they had a teacher in-service day yesterday,
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just have it Monday?
Yeah.
But I had a dream that I was driving, there was a blue car in front of me, and a white pickup truck came up behind me and smashed me in between the two vehicles.
See, it was me and the kids. We were in a parking lot, and we were parked, and the kids, I think we were waiting for Tanner. He was in the store, and the kids were, in the car, but they were unbuckled, and they're, standing up
Yeah.
and whatever. And then to my left, there was a white pickup truck
In the parking lot?
in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
And then the white pickup truck started to drive forward, but then the blue car pulled into the parking spot in front of the truck. Well, the truck, as the car was pulling in, the truck just smashed into the... And I don't know why it was so dramatic in my dream, but, like, both vehicles were demolished. Like, parts were flying everywhere. I had to grab the kids and, like, cover them because shrapnel was flying towards our car, and...
There was explosives in those cars, apparently.
Yeah.
real?
No, it was a dream,
Who would
Delilah.
have been there?
Yeah.
Delilah's in the background going, was that real?
But I don't know, that dream just shook me. And then everywhere I've been going today, there's just ambulances, fire trucks, everywhere.
Cops were out like crazy in Muskego.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a warning for you
And see, ever
to
since
be more careful.
my tire flew off my truck and decided it was going to take a shortcut, I've been looking at the little signs that I get
Yeah,
and trying to pay
because
more
that
attention
day
to them.
Ever since
we
that
had so
happened,
many signs.
every single little noise my car makes, I'm like, oh god.
Yep.
And then I check my tire pressure. Don't know why I check my tire pressure. It doesn't tell me how many lug nuts I have on.
Yeah.
You now have 4. I'd like to get that
3
voice.
remaining.
Yeah.
3 lug nuts remaining.
Well, I mean, on video games, they tell you how many lives you have left. I mean, they
Right.
should have that on vehicles. Like how many lug nuts you have left. Of course,
yeah.
most vehicles don't just start popping lug nuts, so... Because they have the correct
we
lug
got it
nuts
from the
on the
same dealer
tire.
too. That scares
If
me.
I knew I wouldn't be sued, I'd tell everybody which car dealership to avoid here in Wisconsin.
I'll tell you.
No, don't you dare. Message me.
Send me a private message.
But also, like, how much will you give me for a trade-in?
Yeah. How much will you give me for not saying your name on the air?
True, I got your cell phone number.
Yeah, all they'd have to do is turn around and sue us.
I'll add your mom on Facebook.
And your dad.
And your wife.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun having her hair.
Why?
She
Thinks everything's funny.
She thinks everything's funny. She has a
Mason-
little...
Mason's the funniest thing in the world for her.
Well, we all think he's funny.
I thought she was going to say looking. I was going to about to throw a phone at her head.
No, you know I think you're gorgeous.
And this
All
is why
right.
we don't videotape our sessions.
That's why we should. Actually, no. We're saving it for E-Network. We're going to get a show like the Kardashians.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
I
God!
could
Can you
eat.
imagine us having our own reality show?
It would only last about an episode
Why?
because they'd lock us up.
No. We need
In
time
the
to
mental
warm
bed.
up.
Saturdays are
Like
my
second or
crazy
third.
day. That's when we're all like excited to do the show, and we've got this, that, and the other thing going, and we're all like, and plus, I have a really large Starbucks
Caramel
coffee
Ribbon Crunch Frappuccino.
Carfy.
caramel ribbon crunch.
Lucky. I didn't have time to stop today.
I was late, but guess what? I don't care. Fashionably late.
I had to stop and get her headphones. I don't know why. You know, you can know.
Yeah, why aren't you using the headphones that you were supposed to use,
Because she
Delilah?
can't hear us. It's harder to hear the conversation.
I remember being 7 years old and being very
You
curious
go on her
about.
tablet and she's watching the podcast.
Yeah. She wanted me to type it in the other day. I said, no.
Subscribe.
Whenever
Yeah.
my grandma and my mom would be talking, whenever my mom and grandma were talking,
Free likes.
they'd always say, "Get out of the room. We're having adult talk."
Yeah.
Well, then my ear was like up to the wall, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't hear what they're saying."
Mom used to say, adult conversation.
Yeah.
Go away.
Were you gonna finish that?
I'll push your face.
No.
Oh,
You just
that was
tell
it,
us
huh?
That's an adult conversation.
And I tried that with the grandkids, but then they get closer. They're like, "Oh, this is
Dale
gonna be
says,
good."
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Really? Move out.
Dude, you're 8.
Rent is due.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you say, I'm a teenager. No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
She says, I'm almost a teenager. I said, yeah, and I'm almost 21. I mean, yeah, exactly.
She's
Exactly.
closer to teenager than you are to 21.
Shut your face hole.
It's okay, you don't look a day over 60.
I know.
I'm actually almost 13, you know.
In 5 years.
Let's get to 8 first. See if we can make it through that.
No.
Delilah.
Just think about this. You have your youngest one is going to be 1.
No, my youngest one is 14 weeks old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
When is she going to be a year old?
October.
In October. You have 17 years from that date.
So you have, yeah.
And guess
A lot.
what? It doesn't end there. It does
I know.
not end there. A
They're
lot of
easy-
people think
they're
that.
easier when they're little.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, like, everybody's like, oh my God, teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be horrible.
They can be cringy, but I mean, like, Mia's pretty easy going. There's
You got
sometimes-
lucky with Mia and Marcello.
There's some times where I'm just like, breathe, because she gets in the truck and she's like, 50 miles an hour,
Like we just were?
worse. And it's the whole ride home, and I'm like, my head is spinning. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Nope.
she's not bad.
I raised 5 boys and 3 girls, and all but Mason. Mason's my exception. The other 4, cops at my door, tickets, fines, you name it. I've been through it. Jail, prison. It's not fun. I mean, the worst thing I think you ever did was you used to beat the crap out of that one girl on the, when she got off the
Well, there's
bus.
a couple girls.
Play stupid games.
Play stupid games, you can win stupid prizes. If I tell you, don't be here tomorrow, otherwise I'll punch your face in, and you're there tomorrow, well, then,
Fuck around
I
and
have to
find
Face
out.
equals punched in.
yeah, I
Do the
have to
math.
fulfill my promise.
Desi was never any problem. Haley, her worst sins, I guess, were, Mom, can you pick me up at noon from school? I don't want to go to my
She went to
afternoon
about 3 days of high
classes.
school.
Well,
But she graduated.
yeah, and well, when she was there was just her and her one friend would just walk around the halls, and
Running from the liaison officer.
yeah.
Yeah, they
And then they
played
finally
cat
get like
and
cornered. I'm
mouse.
like, Mom, come get me. I'll be at this door. Don't stop the truck. Just open the door, and I'm jumping in.
I didn't have a phone in school.
Neither did I.
Did they even have cell phones back then?
No.
Exactly.
Well, they did when I was in
She
like
has a rotary phone.
You
in
were
her backpack.
17 when you got your first cell phone.
yeah, 17.
And
Yeah.
what
I
was the
graduated
name?
at 17 and a half.
What was the name of that
Primeco.
Primeco?
Little green
Yes,
alien.
with the pink alien.
Who's pink?
And
Oh,
I even
thinking
bought
of
her.
Android,
Not
but,
only did I buy her the cell phone for Christmas, but I bought her the alien, the stuffed alien, their mascot.
See, I still want a rotary phone on my desk. I think it's cool.
Those are cool.
Oh, they were cool, but they were creepy too.
Yeah, my luck, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and it's like dialing somebody.
Mr. Harrigan.
Yeah.
I just thought of a really good part for a book using a rotary phone.
We're gonna have to Think about that. Put that in the hat of ideas.
Yep. We've got a million ideas, but we just
Write them down.
But we're not going to tell you guys.
No.
Buy the book.
Stay tuned.
Well, it
Like
was
and
going to be
subscribe.
based loosely off of.
Turn her mic off.
I'm going to turn your mic off.
Dial tone.
No, it's
Dial
already
up.
happened where when I was having that problem with somebody that was calling my house and calling my house, and it was back before caller ID, obviously, but I'd pick up the phone and there was nobody there. Nobody there. And then one day he
Buy the book to
said,
find out.
one day he said that he was in the basement. And I even had my stepdad come over to the house and check it out.
Podcast. Oh, wait, I have to turn it on. I'm in.
I'm gonna slap him off his chair, dude. I can't
leave a
even
note that says
keep
turn
my
on mic.
thoughts straight in my head. But anyway, one time I went to call the police because he was harassing me, and I picked up the phone to call police. So you're gonna dial, 0 for operator, and she calls the police. I pick up the phone, and there's no dial tone. So I hang it up, thinking, okay, maybe I picked it up too fast or something. I tried like 3 times, and then he's like, keep trying, you're not going to get through. So I thought that would be a good part in one of the books,
Yeah.
You're all looking at me like I'm crazy.
No,
Well,
they're
but
Delilah's
reenacting
reenacting what I was doing. She punched the desk chair. She had to pick up her phone.
play stupid games, win stupid
Pick up her
prizes.
phone, but it looked like she was starting a lawnmower. Yeah, with our family's experiences, we could write so many books.
Yeah.
I say we, but it's not we.
I'm a
it's
reader,
you.
not a
It's
writer.
we. Well,
It's the.
but we're all a team. It's not we, it's the love. We're all a team.
Frick, it's a bus.
Are you going to listen to me?
I am.
But there's a boss.
Oh, too much caffeine.
I haven't
Not
had
enough
any.
meds.
Less than an hour of sleep, meds, and caffeine.
I was trying to give you all credit, so shut up now and listen to me.
Okay, praise me.
Worship me.
She said
She said pay me. Yeah.
That's my kid.
That's my
Compliments not good enough
granddaughter.
for her.
No, how many nights did we sit up? And yeah, you didn't have like creative input much, but you read what I wrote. When you lifted your leg, I thought you were going to do something nasty. You read what I wrote. You gave me your input. We always did this. Okay, if you're Bob Wilson, 6 blocks down,
I got so tired of hearing about
3
Bob
blocks
Wilson.
over, you've never met me before. What would you think if you read
I mean, 'cause
this
we'd
part?
literally
you
sit
know?
down for like 13 hours straight writing the book.
in a night.
In
Yeah.
a night, yeah. Remember when we published the first book? Stayed up until like 8 in the morning getting it all published and all put in order and everything?
Yeah.
That was intense.
I think
there
it was
was
throughout my whole
nothing-
pregnancy. We were up all night long.
But there's nothing like
And then ripping up the carpet when we got bored.
Yeah.
there was nothing. Yeah, that's when we were remodeling, not just because we're retarded or anything. you know.
Frustrated for about
Yeah.
We weren't remodeling at that time.
We're just frustrated.
No,
Bob, what
we
would
were-
he say?
We're trying to find Bob.
But there's nothing like when your first shipment of books comes, and you open it up, and it's kind of like having a baby, and
It's
not
better, it
knowing
doesn't
it's
cry.
Yeah.
not knowing its gender before it's born. It's that element of surprise. Oops, I just bumped my mic.
Surprise.
You open the box and there's this smell of a freshly printed book that I can't even describe.
Paper.
No. The printer ink, it's everything. But to pick up your first book that you've published and open it up and to see the cover and everything that you've put together and created, and then I don't know, I started crying.
Yeah, it's a very surreal thing. Something that, and like you said, you've been trying to write your first book,
All my life.
and
Probably since I was about 14. I've written poetry, I've written,
and
snippets of books, but I never got it.
and then for it to finally be done,
Yeah.
it's like graduating.
No, like I said, it's like having a baby. and then being able to hold it.
This one you can legally put in a closet.
In a box.
Yep.
And
Drop it off at a...
because I didn't have the money to market my books, I would take my books around to all the local public libraries and the mini
book
libraries,
box
those
things.
book boxes,
They all get snatched up right away, though.
and nobody returns them.
No.
So I don't know if the demons got them or...
It's just one person going around town just stealing them all.
No, we traveled far and
Mr.
wide.
Christopher.
Don't tell my story.
My secrets.
Why did I
But,
picture him?
They're gonna know about the key.
but you have to, if you don't have money to market your books, you have to be like a drug dealer.
Gotta be a
and you
pimp.
have to give out your product for free, get people hooked, and then they want more.
That's what Dad said about quail eggs.
What?
Quail eggs.
Quail eggs.
Why?
He said that he's gonna start out by giving them away to some people to let
Word
them
of
taste the
mouth.
product, let them
Yeah.
rub it on the gums a little bit. And then he's gonna give them like a pamphlet saying, "Okay, this is how much they cost, buddy.
Yep.
Want any more? Buy 'em."
I can't even tell you how many books I've given away for free.
Oh, and then remember when we did the one promo just to get your name out there,
Oh, yeah.
where we gave the book was free for 12 hours, 24 hours.
Yeah,
And we got rid of over 300 copies of the book.
yeah. So there's a lot of my freebies out there. I mean, I'm very grateful to those that have purchased my books, but like I even gave Missy 2 books last week because her fiance Tanner has a boss who has a wife who's into
gonna raise a
Who has a
paranormal.
dog, who has a kid, who has a fish, who has a car.
Shut up!
Well, we were at his company like Christmas dinner thing, and then we all walked out together, and they saw all the bloody stickers all over my car, and they're like, "What's up with the truck?" And I told them, and she's like, "Oh, I'd be really interested in reading that." So I'm like, "Okay, we'll get you books."
Amazon.
That's another thing. It's been, what, 5-6 months since we've done any of our Sixth Sense paranormal
And
investigation
she asked if we had
podcasts.
a business card, but we haven't really done anything with it, so I didn't
Yeah.
want to
Well,
give her a
we
business
have to,
card
and
yet.
add that to the other list, you know, the same list of all the things that I just mentioned that I have to get going on. I mean, I have to be 12 people in one, and it's really hard. And I don't know how to go about it anymore.
Yeah.
Dead silence.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really to say. It's having so much that you want done all at the same time, but only being one person with so many hours in the day.
Hey, I've never been vanilla.
I love vanilla though. Vanilla
too.
ice cream.
Go to
amazing.
31 Flavors, I give vanilla ice cream.
For sure.
Oh no, honey. I'm Rocky Road. I'm Tutti Frutti.
I don't like Rocky Road,
I'm-
and there ain't nothing tutti or fruity about me.
Your hair color.
A little bit. Still faded. Whatever.
Says the girl that I'd take to 31 Flavors and she'd pick a vanilla cone.
For sure.
Well, I mean,
Mom wouldn't let me get rum roasted pecan because she said there's alcohol in it.
You were a little
Ma'am.
kid.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, alcohol ice cream.
I went into 31 Flavors and I would, each time I'd go, I'd pick 2 new flavors and I'd try them all, you know.
If I'm feeling feisty, I'll get Blue Moon.
I love Blue Moon.
Yeah, that's about all I'll get for
I love
flavors.
Spumoni.
I love
Did you just cast a spell on me?
Cow Tracks, I think it is. With the caramel.
We don't hear about your underwear.
The caramel filled cows in the vanilla ice cream with
I
the
like
caramel swirls.
the peanut butter filled cows.
I don't like peanut butter.
I like peanut
No,
butter
I
better
don't
than
like peanut
chocolate.
butter with my ice cream.
No. Once in a while, I have Reese's peanut butter cup, but mostly,
Just like
my thing is caramel.
on like a banana split. I don't want chocolate.
no.
No,
want
me
A
either.
little bit of caramel.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of caramel.
Chocolate.
I just like the
No chocolate.
vanilla ice cream, bananas, and a little bit of caramel.
A little bit of
Ooh,
chocolate.
strawberries. That'd be good on a banana split.
Now
Maybe
we
some peanuts.
No,
Oh, yeah,
it
they
has
have
to
little
be
peanuts on it.
vanilla ice cream, caramel topping, sliced bananas, and a cherry on top of the whipped cream.
I give mom my cherry.
See, I could do without the caramel. Just throw more.
That's weird.
You're welcome.
I could do without the caramel. Just throw more fruit in there.
Well, see, my inner
I like
fat girl likes to take a jar of maraschino cherries and a tub of Cool Whip and mix them together and just eat that.
Oh, vanilla ice cream, strawberries, and Cool Whip.
Vanilla ice cream, strawberries, and Cool.
Yeah.
Where's the flavor?
Strawberry.
In the vanilla
vanilla bean ice cream.
And the Cool Whip.
Strawberries. Cool Whip has a flavor. I
But
take
then
Cool
when
Whip.
I'm in my mood for making shakes, I like to take chocolate ice cream
Ugh.
and bananas and make a banana chocolate shake.
I don't like chocolate.
The only way I'd slightly consider it is if there was peanut butter in it.
I used to make
Peanut
that for
butter,
you
banana
kids.
chocolate
Peanut
shake.
butter. It was peanut butter, banana, and vanilla ice cream.
Haven't you also broke blenders doing that?
Yeah.
Honey, that's why I switched to the Ninja. Okay, here's another promo that I should get paid for. I swear by the Ninja blender. Everything else, garbage.
I never
That
did
thing
shakes.
can crush anything.
Remember when Tanner was so excited to make strawberry shakes? Because I was basically living at your house at the time. And literally, like, every single day, we were going to McDonald's getting strawberry shakes.
Uh-huh.
He's like, I'm going to save money and make my own. He made me literally, like, a whole pitcher full.
Yeah.
And every sip, he's like, does it taste like McDonald's?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's good. He said, you're lying.
You're right.
Sir,
That's Minnesota for
I'm not
you.
here to build your ego. I was not put on this earth to be your inflator.
Nope.
No, you're here to be mine for when I'm writing my books.
No, I don't boost egos. I'll tell you the truth. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you change it.
Yeah, there were a few things, like when I killed off one of the members in
Don't even.
Mr.
I just started
Christopher.
talking to you.
Yeah, he was not happy. He was actually pissed. I'd ask him something after that, after I killed off one of his favorite
I was
characters.
heartbroken.
And he was like,
Do you remember your
real
first
short
heartbreak?
and snippy with me.
You remember your first heartbreak? Don't even.
My first heartbreak was my dad leaving when I was 2.
Oh, this went a little deeper than I thought.
Just say yes.
Yeah. Could have been some Bill in science class or something, but that's okay.
No. No, I really didn't have time for boys when I was in school. They didn't have time for me, you know. I
didn't
was
go to
more
school.
worried about. I was more into like spirit world. I didn't give a fuck about boys, or girls, or anything. I liked being alone, and that's kind of like the point I'm at in my life now. Again, I really enjoy my quiet time.
But then she says me and Desi hide in her room all day. She wants quiet time, but she wants us to sit there watch her having quiet time.
Watch this.
While she has the TV going and her phone, and
No, at night when everybody goes to bed.
she turns every light on and goes to bed peacefully.
Yeah, I want to see the devil coming for me.
How can you hear it over the buzzing of the electricity?
That's white noise.
I don't like it.
It's annoying.
They do.
They can
Yeah,
pay the
but
bill.
if you heard something, you'd say zoinks and call me.
Zoinks. What is this, Scooby-Doo?
Exactly. And you hear the dog jumping in my arms.
I don't get scared. I get excited and I get like freaked. I do get freaked
So
out.
excited.
Like,
Sleep on the couch with me. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. Let's have a slumber party.
Yeah.
because I want more.
You were not too excited about me going downstairs the night that the flashlight thing happened.
Yeah.
Well,
Once I said I wouldn't sleep upstairs, your attitude changed.
no, I was fine. I sat up and I did more.
Then I was like, oh, I don't want to leave Felicity down there. And then I was like, maybe I'm giving her too much credit. She's like, yeah, you are. Ma'am.
A dog doesn't care.
It's Phyllis. Have you met her?
Yeah.
She's not a real dog. She's an agent. She's FBI.
CIA.
ABC.
PQR.
Uh-uh.
All right, we're
We
done.
don't talk about that one.
Yeah. You're fired.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off now because I want to spend some time with my granddaughter before she leaves me.
Well, we're leaving now.
Bitch, why?
Because I'm already a half hour late for my nail appointment.
Poor you.
Jesus.
All right. Well,
Did you not plan accordingly?
No.
I did.
you planned for Mason and Destiny to be late?
Hey,
Yeah.
we went to get your coffee. There was quite the line
I
at
didn't
Starbucks.
plan for Mom to start the podcast without her mic on either.
Yeah, that was something. But, you know, it wouldn't be me if it wasn't wrong. Join us next Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time
If you don't
for another
enjoy your
episode.
sanity.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy your sanity. For our next episode of Supernatural Saturday. And we're going to be talking about Ed Gein. So join us then and be nice to each other. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thanks for tuning in.